Since the 60s, Star Trek has been a prominent feature in nerd and geek lifestyle and culture. Over those many years, we have seen some interesting characters. A lot of them have just come and gone. But what about those characters or those cultures that we would like to see more of? I'm Chris from Nerd and Geek Life, and here is our list of 5 Star Trek spin-offs we like to see. The Klingons have always been a fan favorite species in the Star Trek universe. We know a lot about them, about their warrior culture based on honor and combat prowess. But we have never seen a true Klingon series. Both in The Next Generation as well as Deep Space Nine, we have delved into the rich culture of the Klingons. However, a full series set in the Klingon Empire would be a good idea. It could focus on the turbulent days between the Klingon-Romulan empires. It could also span a large number of years. The first appearance of the Klingons was in the original series, and all the way up to Deep Space Nine, they have played a prominent role. Why not delve deeper into their background and into their culture to see what they are really all about? The only thing I would ask of this series, should it materialize, is please, for the love of God, give us the Klingons from The Next Generation, or from Voyager, or Deep Space Nine. Just do not give us those ugly monstrosities from Discovery. Probably one of the most mysterious characters of Star Trek Next Generation. Gainen is an El-Orion who served as a bartender on the Enterprise. What is known of Gainen could fill an entire series of Star Trek. We know that she hid from her father on Earth before Earth had officially made contact with any alien race. We know that her planet was destroyed by the Borg. We know that she was in a Nexus and was rescued by the Enterprise B. We also know that she had dealings with Q, whereas Q describes her as an imp and says wherever she goes, trouble always follows. Q also referenced the point that she went by another name at that time. So we have Q. So we have all the people of the Enterprise B and the Enterprise D making an appearance. Now, wouldn't it be nice to know what she got up to all that time? If even Q is wary of Gainen, just think about what she would have been up to. On Earth, as well as in space, Gainen has come into contact with some of the best loved characters in the entire Star Trek canon. I would love to see Gainen go up to Q and find out what their little spat is all about. Also, the most feared enemy, the Borg, makes an appearance when they destroy Gainen's homeworld. Gainen could prove to be one of the most interesting characters or franchise holders that Star Trek has ever seen. Kaiopaka was a spiritual leader of Bajor during the Cardassian occupation. Think like our Christian Pope but only people actually paid attention to what she was saying. After the occupation, when the Federation moved into Deep Space Nine, and Bajor was seeking membership into the Federation, Kaiopaka was the first one to recognize Benjamin Sisko as the emissary of the Prophets. During one of the away missions through the wormhole, Kaiopaka was killed. The planet she was killed on was infected with nanites that actually revived her. The side effect of this was that she could no longer leave the planet without dying. When this was known to her, she accepted her fate and remained on the planet, trying to bring peace between two rival factions that have been in conflict for decades. Now, why I think this would make a fine Star Trek series is quite simple. First of all, we would see a lot more of the Gamma Quadrant, and we would see something that is not limited to the Federation. We could see Kaiopaka struggling to bring peace between these rival nations. And when you think of the proximity of this planet to the wormhole, it is also quite possible that at one point the Dominion would show up and annex the planet, making Kaiopaka oppressed by a foreign invader for the second time. I think it would be interesting to see how she would cope with that. A group of human settlers and former Starfleet officers, the Mackey, has their bases in the neutral zone between Federation space and the Cardassian Empire. While they do get some screen time in Deep Space Nine and in Star Trek The Next Generation, we do not see an awful lot of them. We know they attack primarily Cardassian military targets and fight a guerrilla war against them. But why not explore this any further? Just like Star Wars Rebels did, I think Star Trek Mackey would give us a better understanding and a glimpse in the life of these freedom fighters. And although it is said that the Mackey is wiped out at the start of the Dominion War, it is easy to believe that some of them are still out there fighting for their colonies. I have always had an interest in alternate timelines, and one that definitely sticks out is Star Trek's Mirror Universe. Because what would have happened if Cochrane had shot the Vulcan ambassadors to Earth? The Mirror Universe poses the suggestion that the Federation would have developed, but more as a military power and less so one bent on exploration. In the Mirror Universe, humans have the upper hand in the Federation, but they are very much opposed by the Klingons, who have the Cardassians under them as well. Now, Worf is the leader of the Klingon faction, and it does pose a question. What about Khitomer? This major battle between the Romulans and the Klingons defined most of Worf's path into Starfleet in the normal canon. But did that also happen in the Mirror Universe, or was there something else going on? And also, what about Q? Is he still bothering Picard? Or is he merely satisfied observing events from the sideline this time around? We have seen the Mirror Universe pop up in almost every series of Star Trek. I think that an actual series set in the Mirror Universe and going more deeply into everything that's happened there could prove to be quite interesting. And it doesn't even need to focus on the characters we already know. Sure, bring in a hero ship with all kinds of characters on there, but tell a fresh story which delves deeper into the history of that universe. And that's our list. Please let us know what you thought about it down in the comments below, and if you have any suggestions, pop them down there as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and share this video with your friends because it does help us grow. I've been Chris from Nordic Geek Life, and I will see you all soon.